have a white chocolate pineapple macadamia nut cookie, coconut nut macaroon, Mexican chocolate decadence, peanut butter, snickerdoodle sprinkle, chocolate chunk sea salt, Lilikoi oatmeal, and here we have our 2 scones. We have a cheddar and herb and blueberry almond.
Okay, anyway, thank you so much for your time coming to my Zoom meeting.
I'm happy to be here with you.
And thank you. I know that you had such a great success, even how 2020 was difficult for everybody. Your cookies are selling so well. Tell me how it all started, Maui Cookie Lab.
Maui Cookie Lab actually was an idea that I had a couple of years ago. I wanted to create as a secondary brand to my then existing shortbread line called Maui Sweet. So I wanted to do cookies, but on the opposite end of the spectrum. Shortbread is sort of more like a biscuit. It's has long shelf life. It's very sort of simple and clean. It's always been one of my favorite cookies, shortbread. So that was why
mine too.
Created. But on the other end of the spectrum, there are old-fashioned classics that we all kind of remember from childhood. You know, maybe a mother or a grandmother baking them and eating them warm from the oven, and maybe even helping to make them. Every kid loves to make, you know, chocolate chip cookies or whatever. So we all want memories, and there's honestly nothing like a cookie fresh from the oven. It's the best way to eat that type of product, I think.
I see.
I think also that over the last many years, food production and automation has created a category that has sort of edged out old school, freshly made food in general. And I wanted to go back to where we were decades ago, where things were by hand and they were eaten and consumed immediately when they're at their best, I think. And so I wanted to go back there and, you know, offer our customers that fresh from the oven cookie experience, keeping the flavors simple, also creating a tropical twist because we're on Maui and we're in Hawaii, and we should, you know, spotlight local flavors. So I'm hoping to bridge that gap. I'm hoping to create, you know, scratch made, fresh from the oven cookies, and also some with a tropical twist. And so far, I'm lucky that people have responded well. I created the idea, or came up with the idea a couple of years ago. We started very slowly, just doing some very random local events. We launched a year ago, January, our first mobile cookie bar. And we were we just started doing the Friday night parties and weddings and things like that. And then of course, COVID hit. And so although it was already in existence, it was just starting really a year ago. So because for my other brand, which was my main brand, we did a lot of business with local visitor-driven retailers and hotels. That all went away overnight. So Maui Sweet Cakes, I know. So we all were scrambling to figure out how, if we could continue on during COVID. And, you know, I considered closing it down because that's sort of what we felt we needed to do. But on the other hand, I still had to pay my bills. So although the hotels were closed and I couldn't really sell Maui Sweet Cakes, I just so ramped up the Maui Cookie Lab. There was one location up at Kulamalu that was able to continue to servicing locals because visitors were not here. And I just thought, I have nothing to lose, I may as well try it. So we tried it a couple of days a week. You know, we did well enough to continue. So we added a day here and there. And for the last many months, we've been up to 5 days a week up at Kulamalu. We also recently launched our second mobile bar as a means of expanding our net to service other areas of Maui at the same time.
Congratulations.
So, thank you. So we're able to build a second mobile bar and now be in different locations, you know, 2 locations at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And we also, in order to expand the market, I partnered a few months ago with Goldbelly, which is an online artisanal food platform, which is wonderful. And so they also love to showcase Hawaiian products. So I checked in with them. They were interested, and we've been partnering with them for all of our shipping as well. So we also accept orders, and we ship every week, 3 days a week to the mainland. So
That's amazing.
You know, we're still building, but I'm very grateful to be here and to be expanding, and I'm grateful that customers love our cookies.
I know. It is amazing to see your, Instagram post pretty much every week. Every time you are out there, you're like, we are sold out. We are sold out. And it's sure that everybody loves your cookies.
Thank you so much. I mean, I have to say, I think I might be the #1 customer, because I've owned a bakery here on Maui for 20 years in different incarnations.
Mm-hmm.
But I produce the kinds of food that I like to eat as well. So, you know, I sadly am eating a lot of cookies myself.
Yeah,
like leftovers, if there are any.
I've been following you since you had a bakery in Paia.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a quite long time ago. And I still remember when I walked into your shop back then, your perfectionist style and the quality of your products is like top.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and I loved your Maui sweet cakes products too. And now seeing you're all blossoming with Maui Cookie Lab lines and coming up with unique products. I know that you bake cookies on your background. Can you tell me? I know that's the left from view is the Lilikoi.
Yes.
Oatmeal.
Correct.
And that's next one is that's a coconut one, macaroon.
Yes, our coconut macaroon.
Yeah.
And then we have next to that.
Yeah, that's one is
our chocolate salt, which is the most popular. It's just,
I know the salt part is so good.
The best chocolate chip cookie ever. And we put Malden sea salt, which are these sort of large flaked pieces of salt. So it really adds crunch and some savoriness. Because also I don't actually love sweet things, which I know is ironic given my profession. I don't like the taste of sugar. So I just like the ingredients to shine through: the lilikoi, the chocolate, the salt, whatever, the coconut. And then at the end here is our Mexican chocolate decadence in that.
Oh my God.
So some of my cookies I've actually been doing since I opened Cakewalk 20 years ago. So the Mexican chocolate used to be just our chocolate decadence cookie, one of our most popular. The chocolate chunk sea salt. We have our ginger spice cookie we sold in our bakery as well. So I'm trying to, although I come up and try to be inventive, I try to also ultimately keep everything very simple.
Yes.
Like to have too many flavors going on at one time. I like, the Lilikoi oatmeal. It's just a combination of a genuinely old-fashioned, oatmeal cookie recipe topped with Lilikoi to add a little tropical flavor. So I don't like too much going on. I do like to keep it simple, but you still have to try to bridge being simple and creative at the same time. So we do our best.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's all of your cookies are my favorite. But when I first ate the Mexican chocolate cookie, the richness of the chocolate and kick of the spice, it's just making me mouth watering right now. And tell me about your unique new products like tarts and rugula and other stuffs.
So those are Ono tarts. I love to go back to the past and look at classic sweets that, again, like maybe from childhood. So the Ono Tarts is our version of a Pop-Tart,
Mhm.
but better.
Mhm.
I loved Pop-Tarts growing up. Buy a
Who
box,
doesn't?
hide them from my mother and hide them under my bed.
Mhm.
Hide the box, everything under my bed and
Yeah.
get away with it pretty much.
Uh-huh.
So I just try to take simple old-fashioned classics and create new versions.
Mm.
So we did the Ono tarts, we did a Lilikoi one, which was the most popular, blueberry, and then obviously chocolate.
Oh yeah.
Rugula, a lot of people in Hawaii don't know what rugula is. It's not
Mhm.
a rugula like the green. It's a cookie that comes from Eastern European heritage. So I was introduced to rugula because growing up we would go to our local Jewish deli and they would
Yeah,
have
yeah.
so I loved it. It's a tiny little bite size rolled
Mhm.
free, very flaky dough. Usually it's filled with fruit and nuts traditionally. We
Yep.
have a chocolate mac nut one and a mango mac nut. So we use locally grown mac nuts. And then
Mhm.
mango obviously is a locally used or made jam. Is super popular is our edible floral shortbread cookies. So again,
Ooh.
into doing a little bit of shortbread. They have a Lilikoi glaze, and we top it with a crystallized edible flour that's grown
Yeah.
in
It's
Maui.
so beautiful
People
presentation.
love them. They make great gifts. They're also delicious, and we also try to promote as many local farms and flavors as possible. So we use
Yeah.
local Lilikoi, local mango, local mac nuts,
Mhm.
local flowers. So we do that when we can.
That's wonderful that you are bringing this local sustainability and supporting locals, and then you are the local business.
It's always important, and I think with COVID, we're all really kind of dialing ourselves back to go
Yes.
back to a time in life when things were generally much more local. You bought
Mhm.
all your food locally. And
Thank
so
you.
I'd like to try to go back as much as possible to that.
What is your vision for future?
Well, I would like to grow our cookie bar clientele, of course,
Mhm.
really grow our online mail order sales so that we can,
Great.
as I like to say, spread the aloha and share cookies.
Yeah.
We're also in the midst of moving to a larger location, and with that, we will have a brick and mortar
That's right.
cookie bar. So that's exciting.
Mhm.
It's going to be
Yeah.
a few months down the road because we have to do construction and all that's involved with that. So that's an exciting growth. So I think mail order, our brick and mortar, and then
Mhm.
also we're going to be creating a cookie gift line as well of boxed gifts that people can be, give here in Hawaii or also ship to friends and family on the mainland.
Great.
I will.
Okay. Is there anything else we should know about you, your business?
I think that sort of covers it. I mean, I'm just, again, so grateful, especially with COVID, to have had the ability to pivot and grow something that was in its infancy and now have that move to the forefront to be, our main product. And I'm just so thrilled with how people are loving it. So
Yeah.
we are listening to our customers who are telling me through what they buy, what they like, and we're going to expand on that so that we can have more and more cookies shared with more and more people all over. That's the goal.
That's wonderful. Share aloha, share cookies.
Spread the aloha, share cookies.
Spread aloha, share cookies. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for coming to my Zoom chat room. And I always enjoy talking with you.
Thank you, Mieko, for having us and for spreading the word. And I love working with you as well.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Say bye for now.
Bye.
Okay.